Hello. Jeremy suggested that I would produce a small video for you to show you how I make hanging baskets, and this is it. There's only one rule that I have for hanging basket, and that is to make sure you use the right hanging basket, and this, I believe, is the right hanging basket. It's plastic, which is perhaps not as attractive as a moss or a coir one, but the way that this is designed, it enables you to get the plants exactly where you want them, around the sides, and to get them in the right place and firm. These little things hold the plants into the baskets. They just clip in, clip out again. This is an old basket, I've used this many times, and the first thing to do is to take them out of the basket, like this. Just pop in. These are probably a bit loose now. With these must be about 5 or 6 years old now, I imagine. Cost about £5 a piece, so it represents good value. Don't have to buy any linings for them, and they last. And more importantly, when they're finished, they look good. The other thing about this basket, which is very attractive, is the fact that in the bottom here, there's a little reservoir. So that bottom piece there is a reservoir of water, which means that if you don't get to it every day, although you should do, the water in there will supply some moisture for the plants. So that's it really. In terms of compost, I just use multi-purpose, peat-based. Yeah, peat-based. Certainly, by all means, try peat-free, but I've not yet had any success with it. Not to say I won't do in the future, but for now I'm on peat. So a little bit of compost in the bottom. You could put some crocks in there if you wanted to, but there's no real need to. As for plants, I've got an array of plants here. I've got lobelia, petunia, geraniums, fibrous begonias, and impatiens, busy lizzies. I haven't actually got yet any ready trailing begonias. They came late and they haven't really made any growth yet. So I will normally do at least one basket, all begonias. This one's just to be a mixture. I've also got some fuchsias somewhere around here that I can pop in here, but probably not in this one. So there's no rules. You can put whatever you like in these baskets. The good thing about these baskets is that you don't need to have trailing plants per se, because if I put a plant in there, it's going to come out this way and it's going to fill, and same here and here. So you're going to get an all-round effect. I've done baskets like this with just fibrous begonias like this, and the effect is great. I've probably got some pictures somewhere I can show you. I'll try and post them later on. But just with these fibrous begonias, even in the sides here, it comes out in a right big ball, and it looks fantastic. So the traditional plant these days for baskets is petunias. Now these are just mixed petunias. I've no idea what colour they are. They haven't quite started to flower yet, but they're in 20 cell packs, and that's a decent plant. Now the reason that I don't do baskets until this week, this early May, is because of the weather. Now we're due for some cold weather on Sunday, I believe. A frost, maybe some wintry showers. So clearly you don't want to be putting these things outside until such things have gone. So I never start my baskets off until May, because I don't want them outside anyway. They'll be in here, and by the end of May, by June, they'll be out here again and they'll be flowering in the garden. So that's the first one here. That's the petunia. I put the little guardian, the little portcullis if you like. Now you might think, oh well, there's going to be compost escaping. Well, there is going to be some, but not a lot once it's filled up. So I've got 4 on the bottom here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the top, 12 in the sides, and I'll put another 4 or 5 on top as well. So it's quite heavy on plants, but if you start them small, they're cheap. If you wait until they're this size, which it'll take this size, but they're obviously more expensive. I mean, these little plugs, you know, if you grow them yourself, you can get away with sort of 20 pence. This size, they're about 50 pence each, which is a lot cheaper than, say, £2 one of those. So to carry on, with what I tend to do is that, again, it's going to be a completely mixed colour, so I don't know what's in there, colour-wise. Doesn't even matter to me anyway. But I'll go alternately, pop it in like that. And if you haven't got this sort of basket, then I'd recommend you try and get one or two or three. I think they're absolutely fantastic little things. So you can see there's two in there now. This really isn't rocket science. This is the secret to my recent success at the shows, at the horticultural or garden club, by using this sort of basket. Just pop it in like that. It really is as simple as that. You don't have to make any holes in it or anything. And we'll have the bottom row will be all petunia on this one. But so it can be anything. Really, anything grows and anything goes in these baskets. Now, the other secret ingredient is these things. Some will call it Osmocote. I actually buy the Miracle Grow all-purpose, slow release, continuous release plant food. They're all as good as each other. It says in one of these baskets, well, it says you should use 50 grams for 10 litres. And there's about 12, maybe 14 litres in there, so about 60-65 grams, which I weighed out beforehand, what I did earlier. So there's about 60 grams. So just sprinkle it into the compost and then carry on. And you put up, whoops, I haven't put on the portcullis, have I? There we are, portcullis down, turn it around. This is quite a handy device as well. It's actually a patio stand for these baskets, which you can buy as well. But it's quite handy to use when you're planting them up. So then just fill it up. And you can see that some will escape through the portcullis, but not a lot. And what you do now is you're filling it up to the next level, so that the next row of plants can go in. Now obviously I'm doing this in the greenhouse, so I'm making a mess on the floor, but that's not a big deal. I've got a broom. Right, again, you can put a few of these in now as well. Never hurts, put a few of those in every level. So on this next level, well, let's go for some, we'll have a little bit of, I'm not going to lie to you, these are cheats. Bought these in from a local nursery, good old Katie. And normally, because I'm a bit of a skinflint, you can normally get at least 1-2 plants out of one of those. So let's put one in there and one in there. They'll catch up again, there's no problem. Let's put the portcullis in again, down with the drawbridge. This is a really sort of typical English hanging basket, petunias, lobelia. If you use lobelia very early on, it tends not to last the whole season, so doing it a bit later anyway is probably better anyway. So that's what I do. Now I've got some little fibrous begonias here. These are only small, but that's not a problem, they'll grow. Got roots on them. Again, just lay it into the little wee hole. There's a clue with these as well. That's got light coloured leaves. That has dark coloured leaves. Invariably, the light coloured leaves have lighter coloured flowers, pink, and the dark have red. So we're going to do that. Even colours across. Let's have the same colour here. So you buy these as plugs or seeds if you're really adventurous, and you never quite know what you're going to get in terms of colour. So we'll try and keep these the same. These might all be the same. They're all the same colour leaf. It goes there. It goes into there. And what should we have in here then? Let's have an impatient or two. A little busy Lizzie. These are just about coming into flower, so these are doing quite well. Again, so if that was in a pot from a nursery, that cost you about £1.50. But you know, much cheaper if you grow it from plugs. It's pink. Let's go for pink again. Good roots on it again. And there, that's like that. So we're almost there now. So this is not something that you're going to get any exam reward for. This is very, very simple stuff. One in there ready. So you just clip in, and you normally get spares with them as well. Over the years I've lost some and had some spares, so it shouldn't really run out. What I would say is you can get these in two sizes. You can get them with 12 and you can get them with just a single row. To me, the bigger the basket you have, the more chance you're going to have of having a good basket. So that's why I'd always go with this one, which is, I don't know, 15 inches perhaps. But as I say, it takes about 15 litres, so I'm not sure there's any correlation there. But there, that's put that on top of there a little bit. We're just going to build it up. You can see some of the compost will fall out, but once it gets moistened down and the roots fill it up, happy days, you're away. You're away. Now we'll put some more out in there as well. I've got enough compost in here to do it, so I'm going to put that into there. That's good. 65, 70 milligrams of compost. Right, I've just got to put it up now right to the very top, or just below the top actually, so you have a bit of a rim that then keeps the water from spilling out the top. But fill up beyond the little portcullises anyway. You don't want to firm it down too much at all really, because you want to keep it nice and light and friable. Now into this compost I've got some perlite. It's just to keep it nice and open. It keeps the compost fresh, and Bob's your uncle. Now in the top here, you can have what you like. I've got some of these little. I'm not a big fan of geraniums in hanging baskets, but the older ones you can get too big. These are dwarf ones, so we'll put them in. Chain will go from there to there, so just avoiding the chain a little bit. Pop it in. They're going to grow ever so quickly now, particularly in the greenhouse, because the warmth's in the sun. Although, as I say, on Sunday I think we're dropping down to really quite cold conditions again. So that's why they'll stay in the greenhouse for a while. I'm going to put one of these in here just for a bit of fun. No, not that one. That's Nepeta. I'm going to put this one in. This is Lysimachia, which I actually like. I like to buy them like this because we bought a few of them last week, and we've now got a few trays of cuttings because these root very easily. We'll put that in the middle, like that. That's going to come out both ways. It's going to hang over the edge. That's going to trail through the plants that are there. So there's no rules. You can do exactly what you like with these things. It's Lysimachia Malario Gold. Very nice. I won't put a label in there because I've got some cuttings going that needs a label, so that's fine. Let's finish this off around the outside here with some more begonia, more petunias. Let's get that this way. These are quite decent plants now. Got decent root on them, lovely. One there. And one there. Where are we? There. And one there. So you see I've put about 5 plants in the top, which is actually quite enough. Possibly when it starts to grow I might add maybe a trailing fuchsia or two just to add some more colour to it. But that's pretty much it for that. The chain, as you can see, it's old, but I've used it many times. It's just got a little tag on it. You just pop it through the hole. Make sure it's held in position. In the hole again. Job done. To the hole again. It's got like you can see like a little anchor on the bottom. So that's good. Into the hole. And that's pretty much it. So in there we've got the 12 plants around the side and 5 there, so that's 13 plants. I may add one or two more as the season progresses, but that's now going to go. Fucking slush it here. Oh, careful now. That's not come off there easily. Embarrassing. No, it's not going to come. Well, it will come, I can promise you. Eventually. Well, it's obviously got a very good locking system, hasn't it? I'll leave it at that. That's the finished part. I'll hang it up in a moment. I hope you've enjoyed that, and we'll see you again sometime. Well, there it is. It did finally come out of the stand. It's there hanging up now on its hook in the greenhouse, and it'll stay there now, being watered every day until the end of May, start of June, and then it can go out in the garden, by which time it'll be in full flower, and it'll look magnificent, I'm sure. Okay, thanks a lot, bye.